Hi and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a full body stretch in our practice today. Again, it's only going to be about 10 or 15 minutes, enough to get that shot of yoga and get you on your mat today. So once again, we're going to be starting in a nice comfortable seated position, whatever works for you. And remember, we're here and we're going to show you every kind of modification you may need to do in your practice. Remember, I don't give orders, I only give options, so do what is best for you. So we're going to start with a nice deep inhale in. As you exhale, make that sound, make that ha sound. Release that energy as you take one more deep inhale in. Exhale. Last time, let's take that nice deep inhale in. And as you exhale, gently close your eyes, bringing your attention to yourself and to this moment. Arriving on your mat. And simply allowing whatever happened before this moment to just stay in the past. And if you find yourself thinking about what has to be done after this moment, simply say inhale as you inhale and exhale as you exhale. And today, as you take your inhales and exhales, can you go just a little bit deeper than you have before? Feeling your belly, your diaphragm, and your chest expand. And as you exhale, just releasing whatever you don't need. And wherever you are in your breath, simply take 3 more rounds of your inhales and your exhales. Yogi choice, if you'd like to keep your eyes closed while you practice today, you are welcome to. If you'd like to start to flutter your eyelids open, you are welcome to. This is always your time. And we'll start by taking a deep inhale in, bringing our hands, palms face down on our knees. And as you inhale, press into your knees, squeezing your shoulder blades together, looking up to the sky, coming into a seated cow. As you allow your body to come into this posture, take a deep inhale in, exhale. We're going to start to bring the shoulders to touch each other the best you can, rolling your chin into your heart, coming into your seated cow. Cat. Inhale, come into your seated cow. Exhale, come into your seated cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. We'll do 2 more as you inhale into your cow. Exhale into your cat. Last one, come into your cow. Exhale, come into your cat as you gently come back into a nice seated position. Notice how your body's feeling. If you need to make any tiny movement, make some tiny movement. And today we're going to come into one of the most popular yoga postures today, which is our pigeon. You'll notice we're all going to come into it a little bit differently, but it's all going to be the same. So pick who you resonate with the best, and we'll get to it. So if you're brand new to yoga and you want to come into pigeon, I invite you to come into your tabletop. And if you have a little bit of practice, you can come into your downward facing dog. And if this is your first downward dog of the day, you can just pedal your feet out, start to feel a little bit loosening up in the hips. And then we'll bring our weight into the left foot, or if you're in tabletop, into your left knee, and kick the right leg up to the sky. You're gonna bend the knee, and as you inhale, open that hip and stack it over your left hip. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, let's bring that right hip back to center. Let's bring the right foot to meet your right thumb. Maybe you need to help it along. And we're gonna gently lower the left knee down for those of us who are in downward dog. Let's bring that right foot to meet your left wrist and lower the right knee down to the right wrist. So your back foot is now tucked. You can tuck your back toes and walk the knee back to lengthen that leg. If this feels good, absolutely stay here. If you need a little bit more, take a deep inhale in. And as you exhale, start to walk your hands out, coming into your sleeping pigeon. And in this posture, you can use your block, bring your forehead onto the block, maybe make two fists with your hands and place them underneath your forehead, and just breathe into this hip. Take one more inhale in and exhale. On your next inhale, gently start to walk your hands back to your hips. That back toe, you can lift up your knee as you tuck your back toe. That's going to give you enough room to either come into your tabletop or back into your downward facing dog. And give yourself a nice release. If you're in tabletop, you can always windshield wiper your hips. And if you're in downward dog, you can always wag your tail, whatever feels good. So in yoga, we like balance, so we do both. So let's come back either into your tabletop or your downward dog. We're gonna kick the left leg out. Bend the knee and open up that left hip so it stacks over your right hip. Breathe into the space, create that space as you gently bring that left knee back to center. If you're in tabletop, you can bring that left knee to your left wrist, or if you're in downward dog, bring your left foot to your left thumb, and then you'll open up that left foot towards your right knee. You can tuck your back toes, walk that knee back on the mat. If this feels good, you can stay here. If you need a little bit more, you guessed it, take a deep inhale in, and as you exhale, fold forward. Come into what feels comfortable for you. If you're feeling pain, that means you're going a little bit too far. You can always come out. And if you're going into a studio and you feel uncomfortable about coming into a pigeon posture, this is nothing to be embarrassed about. We are all in different places. So just breathe into your pigeon. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, can you create just a little bit more space in that pigeon? And as you inhale, let's bring the body back up. Let's tuck the back toes behind you. Lift the knee up off the mat. That's going to give you enough room to either come back into your tabletop, come into your windshield wiper, or come into your downward facing dog. And maybe you'll walk your dog, wag your tail, whatever you need to do to release your hips. And then when you're ready, gently bring your knees down to the mat and come back into your comfortable seated position. Whether that's on the mat, on a block, on a bolster, or on your blanket. Let's take a deep inhale in, lift your arms up to the sky. Let's interlace the fingers, reach your hands up to the sky. Exhale, release your hands down. Take a deep inhale in, and as you exhale, let's bring that chin to your heart. Starting to get a nice stretch down the back of your neck. As you inhale, let's look up, chin to the sky. Take an inhale in. As you exhale, let's come back to center. Take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, let's bring that right ear towards your right shoulder. If this feels good, stay here. If you need a little bit more, let's take that right hand, place it on top of your head, and gently pull it down to your shoulder, getting a nice opening. Take an inhale in. Let's come back up to stillness. And as you exhale, let's bring the left ear to the left shoulder. Again, if this feels good, stay here. If you need a little bit more, just gently bring that left hand and gently pull that left ear a little bit closer to your left shoulder. You can inhale in. Let's bring the body back up. And we'll take an inhale in, and as you exhale, we're going to turn the chin to the right and see if you can get it to be in line with your right shoulder. Take a deep inhale in, bring that head to center, and as you exhale, let's look over that left shoulder. Take an inhale in. As you exhale, let's come back to center. Take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, let's bring that chin back down to your heart. And yogi choice, you can either roll your ear between shoulder to shoulder, and sometimes that's enough. And if it feels comfortable for you, you can gently make a complete circle with your neck. But always remember to be careful with your neck and do what feels comfortable for you. And if you still feel that nice little, sometimes you feel that little bit of pain, and our first instinct is to go quickly around it because we don't want to hurt ourselves, but can you go just a little bit slower, breathing through it? Gently come to stillness. We're going to bring the right hand down to the mat. Take an inhale and lift the left hand up, and as you exhale, come over to the right. Get that beautiful stretch down the left side of your body. These are the beautiful postures where we start to stop breathing. So if you catch yourself not breathing, give yourself a nice breath. As you inhale, let's bring the body up, lower the left hand, let's inhale the right arm up, and as you exhale, come to the other side. Give yourself that beautiful stretch, allowing the opening. And if you find your hip is moving up just a little bit, can you press that hip a little further down, giving yourself a nice stretch. Take a deep inhale in, let's bring the body back up. And if you're sitting on a block, I invite you to come off of your block or bolster. We're going to kick the legs straight out. And if you need to give yourself a little shimmy and shake of the legs, because we've been cross-legged for a while, you're welcome to. If you need to pull some of the flesh out from underneath you to get onto those sit bones, you are welcome to. We're going to come into our final posture for today, which is a forward fold. And you're going to see all of us doing this a little bit differently. This is all dependent on your body, your anatomy, your habits, your activities, whatever you do. So the tighter your hamstrings are, your forward fold may be here today. The more flexible you are, the further down you are. So if you have great flexibility and you want a deep stretch, you're going to start with your knees bent and grab your big toes. If you are like, well, I'm not really too sure about what I'm going to do, you can take a strap and wrap the strap around your feet. Or you can just bring your toes together, dorsiflex them up, and reach your hands up high. So pick what you'd like to do. Take a deep inhale in, and as you exhale, let's reach all the way forward. coming into that forward fold. So remember, you might not be able to touch your toes today, and that's okay. Maybe today you're here. Wherever you are, take some beautiful breaths, opening up your lower back, opening up your hamstrings. Take one more inhale in. As you exhale, can you go just a little bit deeper? Take one more inhale in. Exhale. And as you inhale, let's roll the body back up. Coming back into our comfortable seated position. And together we'll take a deep inhale in, lifting the arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, we'll bring our hands to heart center if that's comfortable for you, or maybe you'd like to place one hand over the other. And together we'll take 5 deep closing breaths to end and seal our practice. And whether you want to take your inhales and exhales through your nose, or an inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, whatever feels comfortable for you. So together we'll take a deep inhale in. Exhale, 1. Inhale.